You are not the father.
Okay, how's this? You are not the father. Okay.
Perfect. You are not the father.
You are not the father. Is that it?
That's it. You got it.
So it's not you're not the father.
No, you are not the father.
No.
Or then you are the father.
Woo!
And in the case of you are not the father.
Okay.
Can you say that?
You are not the father. You want to stick the not.
You got the not.
Did you ever try it different? Did you ever try riffing with it? Like, you're not the father.
No, but I would do the Jack Benny pause.
Oh,
For dramatic effort. You are not the father.
You are not the father. See, I couldn't even farther. Not the father. You are not the father. You are not the father.
There you
go.
go.
You are not the father.
Oh,
Holy
God.
shit. You are the father.
That's
wow.
it. That's it.
The 90s, the love of nostalgia for the 90s, and particularly of our genre, is unbelievable.
I'm
to me.
amazed in like the few years that I haven't been doing the show, how many, I mean, the fact that we were kind of a cultural icon. I mean, it was.
Yeah, no, I went to a set with what's his name? The black comedian with the cigarette in his mouth.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. I went to this private set. He was freaking out that I was there, and it was just, it's surreal. You know, it was during COVID too, so it's like you've been in your
Right.
house for 3 years,
Right.
and I also had no idea. I don't think I had the reverence for what we were able to do.
I
and achieve.
it's amazing that I realized it after the fact, not during.
Yes.
Never
During
thought
you're in
about
it. You're in it. You're doing 200 shows a year, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we had to do. The grind is real.
And then this man breaks up with me over an email after all the, and you won't believe, Maury, how many women come up to me and go,
said the same thing happened to them.
the same thing, and they said, this got me through, and I think I can find love again. I didn't want to try until I saw this.
Do you
Sweet.
know how many things break up because of what they find in a phone? I mean,
And don't you know when people go, oh, you can't look at my phone, you think, what are
right.
they doing?
I mean, every time I did the lie detector test shows, half the women were saying, well, I went onto his phone and I saw this and he's trying to tell me he's there, and then I see he's there in the other place. You know, and that's how the whole thing started, and they end up on my show and with him trying to prove that he didn't mess around.
But they did.
But they did.
You are not the father.
My friend Mike McDaniel.
Sure.
His.
Yeah, by the way, you went to school together?
I mean, we've been friends since we were 12.
Crazy guy, different than every coach in the league.
Yeah, we've watched your show. We watched your show a ton in middle school. You and Jerry Springer were our de facto dads through middle school. Dude, we used to have, it's so crazy to be talking to Maury Povich about Mike McDaniel. Just because in my head, he's not the head coach of the Dolphins.
But I mean, he's such a
He's
different,
just like Mike.
but he's a different kind of coach.
He's a genius. He's always been very, very smart, but he understands football on levels that
And he's the only guy out there who doesn't look like a coach.
No, he looks like my friend. He looks like my friend Mike.
I'm being briefed for the first DNA test.
Right.
And the producer, and I've read all about the stories of the people coming on, and the producer says, okay, you got everything? Yeah. And he says, and the result is, and I said, nope, I don't want to know the result. I don't want to know anything more than my guests, my studio audience, my audience at home. I don't want to know anything more because I would skew the questions.
Right.
Like I know
Oh, so you
more.
want to be surprised too.
That's where it came from.
Wow.
The whole inflection of you are the father. I'm as surprised as anybody.
So you guys heard it first. He is just as surprised. You had no idea.
I had no idea.
That's amazing.
Every lie detector test, no idea.
So those reactions
DNA
that you have are real.
Absolutely. That's like people always say, you know, your guests aren't real. I said, they're damn real. Of course they're real. They're
That is
all real.
insane.
It's part of the American fabric.
That's wild. I mean, I just got a letter in the mail the other day telling me that the person who had threatened my life was being moved to another facility, and then he would also be up for parole within a couple of months.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
See, all my letters were from people in prison who wanted to make sure that they weren't the father when they got out. Those were my letters.
I was riding over to see you, Maury, today, and I was on a city bike here in the city, and I had my speakerphone on talking to someone.
I would love to have had a video of that.
And the guy said, "There's a lot of wind. Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to see Maury Povich." And he said, "What?" And I said, "And I am not the father."
Right,
and
of course.
You are not the father.
I got to tell you this story about the Super Bowl. What happened was there was one thing that happened during the game that I'm very glad about. I had heard all my life from various players that they would be in the locker room, my show would be on the air, and they would not go out to practice until they found out who the father was.
I love that.
I'm serious.
Love that. Some players that hits home for them.
Well, some of
them
right.
they really get.
But I want to tell you, I'm at the Super Bowl last year, and behind me, sitting behind me, is Warren Sapp.
Okay, one of the greatest defensive linemen of all
Right.
time.
And I want to confirm this.
Sure.
I say, Warren, did this really happen in the locker? Absolutely. It happened all the time. He wouldn't come out of there until we found out who the father was.
Isn't that fun to know that you might have cost guys having to run laps because they wanted to find out?
I said that to your friend Pablo Torre. He says, "You're responsible."
What made you actually wanna do what you did? Like actually wanna be your name, Maury Povich.
Right.
Actually wanna make that a household name. Actually make that we're all giving birth names.
Right.
So what made you want to turn your birth name
Right.
into a brand? What did that?
I had no clue. I tell you, I had no clue. I was a journalist. I was a TV reporter, TV anchor in the news business. I used to do some local talk shows around the country. And then they had this idea of this talk show. And the first show the first incarnation was called the Maury Povich Show.
Right.
So I worked for Paramount, the studio. They own the show.
Okay.
Now I'm a free agent. I now sound with Universal, NBC Universal, but I don't own the name.
They owned it.
They own the Maury Povich Show. They don't.
But that's your name.
Right. But
right.
I can't say Maury Povich Show anymore.
Right.
So the new guys say, okay, we'll name it Maury.
Maury.
Just the way it was
so crazy.
Phil, Oprah, this Maury.
Maury.
Okay. So who the hell knew what was going to happen? And then over the years, because of the success of the show,
Right.
and the paternity tests and the lie detector.
Maury, man. I used to hear that. I'd be asleep. My mom's having on. I'd be waking up to hearing that on the TV.
I mean, it was just. I mean, who the hell knew?
Yeah.
But it just resonated.
Couldn't predict it.
And it resonated against all ethnicities, all socioeconomic stuff.
Everybody.
I mean, everybody.
Like I said, that's a staple, I think, in everybody's, at least in the last 30. If you're 30 years old, that was a staple in your household.
So tell me,
you know?
I mean, all the rappers who used my name in the lyrics.
Right.
Or take you on Maury, take you on that,
Right.
doing this, doing that.
You're supposed to get publishing for that, man.
Is that right? Am I missing out?
They're using your name, man. You're supposed to get a little something for that.
My dream since I was 9 years old was for a daytime talk show, and so I'm never going to mess this up, and I'm never going to not be thankful for this opportunity and be sitting in this seat. Some of the things you told me when I first was testing on your stage, you were like, be authentic. You told me, listen, be surprised, be engaged, be in the moment, and you told me to have a lot of fun. And I take all of your words and really apply them, and the audience is rocking with me, and we're going on. So I appreciate it.
Well, the one thing you did, and what I told you was, when you read the result of DNA or lie detectors and all that, you don't want to know the result. You want to be just like the audience, the guests. And so therefore you didn't want to know things they didn't.
By the way, I hate you for giving me that advice. And I hate you for me sticking
Because
with
you
it.
wanted to know?
I'm nosy as hell. And every time I get an envelope in my hand, I'm like, I need to know what's in here. But I'm like, okay, Maury said, don't look. But it's like, sometimes I'm like, I want to know ahead of time.
That adds to your authenticity.
You're right. It does. 100%.
And that's to me, when it comes to talk, particularly daytime talk, you're so right on about authenticity.
Yeah.
You just have to be that way.
You are the father.
I started in talk shows in the 90s. It was the golden age of daytime talk. 12 of us.
I remember.
12 of us, from Oprah and Donahue and Geraldo and me and Jenny Jones, Joan Rivers and
Sally,
Jesse,
Jesse,
and
Raphael.
the whole,
I mean, it was everything.
Montel Williams.
It was massive,
Right.
massive.
Ricki Lake. It went on and on, right?
On and on.
You think this, right now, today, is the golden age of attention. Why?
Well, I would argue that was the golden age of attention as well. I would say this is the golden age of human beings that do media and creative within social networks, is the comp to what you and your contemporaries were doing on daytime television in the 80s and 90s. Attention has always been the golden age, right? You know, when Walter Cronkite was on at night,
Right.
almost the entire country watched him.
20 million a night.
Just think about that.
20 million a night.
When Johnny,
Right.
I mean, geez, some of these numbers are MASH.
Right.
I remember when Seinfeld's last episode was coming and everyone's like, will it beat MASH? And I was running around I was a senior in college. I was telling them and I was calling my dad. I wanted people to know how much I knew about this. I'm like, it has no shot. And everyone's like, why? And I said, because the internet. Right. But most people in mainstream media didn't understand how many humans were already on AOL chat boards and on bulletin boards. Sure. And there was just no chance that Seinfeld could hit that number because too much of the attention was fragmented to new mediums. But in 1980, when JR got shot by Dallas,
Right.
there was no internet.
You got a good history.
Maury,
of
when
my business.
my brother, when I tell you, this is one of the great moments of my career because of how much I admire your career, but it's also what you represent to me, which is your career spanned one of the great half centuries of media history.
It's true.
I'm very aware.
I mean, not true that I mastered it, but it was true I was there.
You were there, and to your credit, you gave it a real run, my friend.
Well, thanks.
You gave it a real run. And so, but what that actually means is you represent something that I've always grown up enjoying, which is spending time with people who lived it.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
Maury Povich.
Come on now.
I can't believe that I'm sitting in front of you because I'm a fan. Let me get the fangirling out of the way first so that I don't embarrass myself for the rest of this interview. But you're such a legend. I'm just in awe of being able to meet you. And I'm also, I feel really dumb right now because I used to work with your niece and had no idea that you were related.
My niece, Izzy.
And your last names are Povich. And I, as a journalist, did not catch that.
Yes. Izzy,
but it's great to meet you.
Izzy started on my show
Yes.
as one of my show producers, and then married my nephew, who was my director on the show, Andrew Povich, and then she went to MSNBC, where you met her.
Yep.
And now she's a big deal at CNN.
She is indeed. I love that. Well, it's great to meet you, and you are of good family.
Believe it or not, I mean, I've never understood why I've had a connection all these years with people who come on the show and people who watch the show. But the African American community has kind of taken me into their hearts.
Yeah, because you're a real one. That's what we call a real one. Because there's no judgment, and your show would not have been successful if it wasn't authentic. People authentically liked you.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so
even though there's no way I've had the experiences that my guests have had, white or black, doesn't matter to me.
Right.
But there's some kind, they felt that they could unburden themselves, that I gave them a safe space, and that I was kind of a member of the family.
yeah, you're a real one. You're not fake. You're not a phony.
And they can tell.
And they can tell. You can tell when people are authentic. I think people who are authentic are always successful on television.
You are the father.
I want to know, when did you figure out that you would do that bit on me?
It was actually, okay, so funny enough, been rewatching episodes of Maury on YouTube because I watched it pretty much every day after school for years because it would come on where I lived. It came on at 3:30.
Right.
So I got out of school at 3.
We're talking Alexandria, Louisiana, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So then I would get home and then I'd watch you, and then I would watch, I think right after you, Dragon Ball Z. And so then it was these two, which is a wild combination to have. But I especially love the series, like when somebody would come back and they had just been on like 6 episodes.
Exactly.
And so then I like watched it. Then got older, went to college. After I graduated college, moved, and then just sort of rediscovered the show all over again on YouTube and was just like binge watching on YouTube. And then I noticed it. There was one day where I was just like, there was a compilation thing. And the names I noticed because it was a compilation specifically. Right. And I was like, this is starting to get like more and more wild. Like whoever did the edit knew what they were doing because it was just every name that came after the name before was harder to say, or it would be something that sounded so plain. It would just be like Shauna, but with a bunch of extra letters or something.
How many of those guys on the show did you date?
You know, Maury,
Come
what's
on
so
now.
crazy? I'll be honest. It's been times when I've said, I need Maury to find out who the father is. Is it Concita? Is it Nick Cannon? I don't know. You know what's so funny? Everyone thinks that I've dated, like, every single guy on that show, and it's just, I plead the fifth. No, listen, it's what people think.
It's okay.
No, I know. Trust me, Maury, one thing about it is I got no shame in my game. Them thinking I've dated everyone, absolutely not. It might be 1 or 2 guys, tried their little luck, kicked it here and there. Right. For some reason, I can't get rid of Conceited. He's the one that I got my new TV show. I can't get rid of him. He's like a bad rash, he keeps coming, or herpes, whatever. He keeps coming back. I can never completely get rid of him. But no, honestly, all the guys on the show.
But you've never had a long-time lover.
What did Bill Clinton say? I did not have relations with that woman.
I thought you were going to take out DNA results.
Oh, you mean the envelope comes out?
I was getting worried for a second.
Do we have to worry about that?
Are
you married, by the way? I didn't even read about that.
I'm not married, but I have two kids with my partner, and she and everybody really has you to thank for the fact that I have no kids I don't know about out there. Because when I was home from school sick, I would watch the old show, and I would say, I don't know how all of these people are getting into this problem, but this is a problem I don't want to have. Yeah. And I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
And I want to say, Maury, you came on my show Way Up with Angela Yee.
Maury Povich is here.
There you go.
Welcome to the show.
And that was an amazing episode for us. When I tell you, you are so loved by everybody.
I was a kid.
You were a kid,
right?
And you were staying home from school. You were faking being sick.
I was going out to school, going around my building, waiting for my mother to go to work, and then running back inside.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
100%.
Anytime I say, this Maury Povich, I'm going to see Maury, people are so excited. So
really?
It's just exciting for me to be here. So thank you.
You are the father.
I'll tell you a funny story. So Phil, on the 25th anniversary of his show, NBC does a primetime special for Phil. And Phil invites all of us, all the talk show hosts, to come on and do a skit with him during this primetime skit.
It's like the
it should be in the late 90s, I guess. So we all show up in the green room. None of us have a word to say to each other.
Are you serious?
Our egos are so friggin' big.
Are you kidding me?
We just sat there, waited to go on. Nobody's talking to anybody. And I'm saying to myself, we're talk show hosts, and we're so into ourselves, we don't give a shit about anybody else.
That's so disappointing. Looking back on it, do you wish you had at least...
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Who was your least...
I think if Oprah had started it all, we would have been fine. But, I mean...
Did you guys consider yourselves rivals back then?
Sure. But in a collegial way.
Yeah.
Not dog eat dog, only in terms of the numbers.
Yeah.
But if we all existed and we all were on for several years, that means there was huge viewership.
I'm gonna tell you a brief story. So when I first got here and I met you, I had to go
Right.
to the bathroom. I had to like stand there and collect myself because this is a huge moment in my life. Because this is
Why?
huge. Like I've watched your shows since I can remember.
Right.
So to be here in front of you and to be on your podcast is
wow,
a dream come true.
Well,
I'm honored.
It's my honor. Believe
Thank you.
me.
Like your show was on every single day. Anytime I came home, it was on. I feel like you took over TV. Like, no matter where you turned, like Maury was being shown. And I'm a true fan, and I'm honored to be in your presence.
You are the father.
Maury, I don't think you actually understand how much of your show I've seen. I would stay home and I'd get to eat popsicles. I would like be at my grandma's house. My grandpa would like know I was not sick, and I would watch all the daytime shows.
I've always wondered when they said, when I was a kid, I stayed at home, how they were able to convince their parents or relatives that they were sick when they really weren't sick.
Yeah. I mean, I was the fourth.
I mean, how was it? Hold your breath for
Yeah. I have
give
a
yourself
story.
a fever,
Maury,
find a way
do I
to
have a story for you? Oh my God. Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I heard, oh my God, I can't believe this. So I've shared this online, but it was a long time ago. I heard if you sucked on a penny, it made your mouth hot. So when you got your temperature taken, it would show up as a fever. Well, it works.
It does.
So well that I got taken to the hospital and had to stay because I kept saying my stomach hurts, and I would like double down, and they're like, I think this is an appendicitis. So I had to go to the hospital, and I was sharing a room with a girl that was actually having like active, like her appendix almost burst. She like, and I'm just laying there, and as soon as they admitted me, I was like, I was lying. But because I was saying that, they're like, she's just afraid now. And so they made me stay. I had to give them like samples of everything. And my mom's like, you're never going to do this again, are you? And I did it again. Like I learned nothing. No, I hated school. I was like, you know what? This is kind of nice. Like Jell-O whenever I want. Like, yeah, take me back.
You hated school.
I hated school. I was so bad at it. I was so bad at school. I am so bad at school.
You talk about your friend on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
On the Weekend Update?
Yeah, Michael Che?
Let me tell you what he did with me one time. This is my proudest moment.
And while we're giving out stamps, how about Maury Povich? I know he's white, but he's brought more black families together than anyone I can think of. And he's set more black men free than Abraham Lincoln himself.
I love it. What a good joke. Just a good joke.
I mean,
I love
now
it.
everybody, you're going to say that. I said, I wear it as a badge of honor.
I love that. I do love that because that is something where you go, I took the time, I put in the effort, and I learned the names.
When Ricki came on, you have to understand, the 90s were the golden age of daytime talk shows. I mean, there were 20 of us on the air, and most of us were in our 40s and 50s, and maybe even older. And here comes this 23-year-old who gets the youngest audience of us all. And we were scared shitless.
Well, you changed your formats,
Yes.
a lot of you, right?
Yeah.
You changed the tone of the shows. And I don't know if I want credit for all of it. You know, with some of the shows that went, I mean, you know, Jerry Springer, God bless him, and may he rest in peace.
Yeah, but we all started kind of tame, you know.
And skewing over 50.
Right.
The genre,
Right.
by and large, was skewing at age 50.
And I must say that in the end, after you left, I was the youngest skewing.
Yeah, I'm sure. You are not the father.
Exactly. So I had to get to a theme where I could attract the younger generation.
You are the father.
Do you think Taco Bell or Taco Tuesday is on par or off the rails?
Always on par. We'll always be on par.
Even though, with your famous taco story, you still believe in Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love a what are they? Oh my God, now I'm blanking.
Taco? Burritos?
No, my God, it's the only thing I order. The Crunchwrap Supreme. There we go. Who does? I dip it in fire sauce and some nacho cheese. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Love it. Wait,
All
what
right.
about you though?
I love tacos.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of taco?
I like the soft tacos.
Doesn't
You
get all
know?
the crumbs everywhere.
Nick Cannon having another baby.
Oh, on par.
Really? You think he's going to have another?
I know.
I mean,
Nick
he's
is
got
not
like
done.
12 or 13, I think.
Listen, and now he's got Nick at Night. So he does a show Nick at Night, and who knows what he does after Nick at Night. I'm sure he's getting busy all night. Yeah, I think Nick has a few more left in the chamber.
Okay. On par or off the rails to give your dog a DNA test?
To see exactly what I think it's on par. I want to do it with mine because my dog is a rescue dog. I know he's a pit bull, but I'm sure he's mixed with some other stuff, so I think it's on par.
I'll tell you one that surprised me more than anything.
Okay.
There was a woman who was accusing a guy of being the father of her twins.
Right.
I open up the result. He's the father of one, but not the other.
How does that work?
Fraternal twins, not identical twins.
Wow.
The lady was obviously a little more active than she wanted
normal,
to be.
right?
And there were two fathers.
That is insane.
I mean, I looked around with my staff. I
Baffled.
said, just like you. How can this happen? How can this happen?
Wow.
With fraternal twins.
That is a shocker for sure.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, my daughter, Susan, comes to me and says, I got to show you something, Dad. You will not believe this. This guy has you to a T. Watch this.
I don't think Maury gets enough credit. I really don't. Maury is such an ally to the black community. He really is. In all the years he's been on the show, Maury has never fucked up a black name. Think about that shit. Over 20 years on the air, Dontwavius, says it like it's nothing. I'll mess up the name in my head. I'll be like, that's not even a word. That can't be a name. Maury will just sit there unfazed. They'll put the baby on the screen, and I'll see the screen below the name. And then Maury, without even missing a beat, will like, when it comes to the case of 6-month-old Twain, I'm like, wow! He said it with his full chest.
You know what Larry David did one time?
What?
I don't know Larry David.
Okay.
Calls me up.
Okay.
Hung up. I said, that's a prank.
Yeah.
Prank. That's a prank.
Yeah.
Calls back. He finally gets me on the phone. He says, I want to use a clip of your show on the opening episode of series whatever.
Yeah,
on the
Curb Your
show."
Enthusiasm, probably.
Yeah, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm, but I don't know which year or what season. Okay, fine. You want me to use it? Fine. Here's what happens. He's in a hotel room. He is married to, what's her name?
Cheryl Hines.
Cheryl Hines. Married to Cheryl Hines. They're in a hotel. They're looking for houses. He's in bed. My show's on the air. And it's the Out of Control Teens. Okay.
Which I always liked more than the paternity test.
Right.
The paternity tests were too heavy for me. I had a father that abandoned me. I didn't need it.
So the teen comes out. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. And the show is on. He's in bed watching. Cheryl Hines comes in. It's time to go. I told you, you're late. It's time to go look at the houses. The houses. No, I got to watch this. I got to watch. No, it's time to go. You don't know me. You don't know me.
Yeah, you inspired people to push back. I actually do remember that episode. That is hilarious that he had to call you.
You are not the father.
Our family's at war. I can't take it anymore. Today, the lie detector will settle the score.
Well, that's me.
That's my show.
You didn't take a lie. You didn't use lie detector test, did you?
We did it probably because you did.
Oh, by the way, that's another thing. We all looked at each other's ratings every single day. Which 15-minute segment did better than the last one?
Absolutely, we did. And that was Gail Steinberg that would look. She, on our board, we had a whole thing of the ratings, the demo, everything. And yeah, she would make changes and tweaks.
As long as I've been in the business, it's always been a daily show.
Always for you.
Always a daily show.
Same here.
Even with whether it was local or national, it was a daily show. It was at least 5 times a week.
I know you get this all the time, but I grew up, I won't say grow up because I was probably older, but I spent many a morning and afternoon with you. There was nothing, I spent a lot of time, first with the current affair and then with Maury. I mean, it was you really reinvented the game.
The 90s were the golden age of daytime talk.
Come on.
I mean, between me and Oprah and Phil, Geraldo, Jenny Jones,
Ricki
Sally
Lake.
Jesse, Ricki Lake, all that stuff.
Montel.
Yeah.
For me, and I know that we're in this age now where people just love nostalgia so much, but I think back on, first of all, that it'll never happen again.
Not over the air. Well, we did this show called Phobias.
Right.
And so we did a lot of crazy phobias. For instance, we would have somebody who was afraid of cotton balls.
Right.
And we'd had an intern dress up in cotton and bring them out, and the woman went crazy.
Right.
We had a woman scared of pickles.
I remember the pickle episode too.
This woman is scared of olives.
That's insane.
It has so many millions of views on Instagram and YouTube. It's just, and so, of course, we bring out a barrel of olives.
Right.
She's running all over the audience, scared to death. And then, of course, we take her backstage and introduce her to this guy who's going to fix the phobia.
Right.
And so later in the show, after that, he works for a couple of hours. We take a break. She comes back, and she's got the olive. And she's okay with the olive, but I think she went back to being scared to death.
I can imagine.
You are not the fun.
Like, it's really crazy to be connecting with celebrities all across the internet. Because I'm like, I literally just live in Omaha. Like, how do you know who I am? This shouldn't be this way.
Well, you know, I got that same reation when I found out that you wanted to be on the podcast. I mean, why me? You know,
You're a legend.
Yeah,
you're
right.
a legend, Maury.
I had that same feeling.
That's
cool.
cool.
But isn't that a great feeling?
It is.
All of a sudden, someone who you never expected.
Yeah. Do you like doing the podcast?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I like it because I can unravel my own life.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Do you find that you've made revelations about your life on
yeah.
this podcast?
All the time.
Are you like, wow, I didn't even know I had to work through that?
Can I say something to you?
Sure.
I'm honored. You are such a pro. We were sitting here talking, and then boom, let's go, and you right into it. You're just such a pro, and it's indeed an honor to work with you. I don't know if you remember, I worked with you a long, long time ago, but you didn't know. I was at the 10 o'clock news, and you were over at a current affair.
At Channel 5.
At Channel 5 in the 90s. And I would sneak in and watch you do the show.
Wow.
Yeah, that big giant studio that you guys had there.
Current affair.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for being here because basically, I mean, I'm now getting into your kind of stuff.
Right.
I mean, podcasting is just another way of streaming.
Yeah.
And what you're doing on YouTube, which, by the way, how did you get so many viewers so fast?
I want more. I feel like it's not fast enough. You have to have a personal relationship with what you're doing. I'll tell you what, when I first started, my show was supposed to be 3 days a week, doing interviews, and which is great. It's great to have that kind of schedule. But then one day I said, it just feels like what I was doing in cable. It had no interaction with my audience, right? It was just sort of sitting there and just talking. And I said, every day I'm just going to do a show live at 5 every day in my living room.
I come here, and within a year, they take me into their homes. They love me. I'm like a native, and it's been that way ever since. I was scared to death to come to New York.
Right.
But you're here, and you're not the starter, but everybody knows you, Jameis, and you walk around town just loving it.
Yeah, I think to your point, and I grew up watching you two, me and my wife, side by side, hoping that I never make it on there.
Exactly.
But you had power in your decision.
Yeah.
You had so many different circumstances, conditions, and facts that were trying to get you not to.
Right.
To
I
do
mean,
that.
believe it or not, I was kind of like you. You played for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
I worked in a lot of towns.
Yeah. But that decision to come
here.
to New York and allow the energy that you had to be provided through all different channels,
right?
It worked off because you believed in yourself. And sometimes just a little faith in a bigger calling than yourself and yourself will allow you to propel to wherever you desire to be.
You are not the father.
So those are intense moments. So speaking of high intense moments, so like when people run off stage when they hear like bad news or good news, how do you get them to calm down and come back and like have that interview portion again.
Well,
because
you know, you had your therapists in basketball. We have a psychologist there.
I love
and
that.
We're able to get the two of them together.
So how long does that normally take for them to like collect themselves and come back?
Oh, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I
Right.
mean, it's okay. You know, I mean, I can't believe over the years the takeoffs on the show. I mean, it was just crazy.
Everybody was running out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was, everybody was doing it. Saturday Night Live was doing stuff and everything. And even Jimmy Kimmel was doing it one time. And he was accusing Matt Damon of being the father of it.
Right.
I mean, it was.
You're a pioneer, man. You're a pioneer, man. A lot of people follow after what you do.
I honestly almost didn't accept this invitation because I had to check if I had any maybes. I was like, I'm not showing up and getting hit with an envelope.
Oh no!
Or my mom's.
I got an envelope for you later on in the show.
Or my mom's request to take care of my out of control teen was 30 years too late.
Of course, right.
Well, I was an out of control 12-year-old.
Were you?
I was a good kid. I just did bad things.
So that's what I believed.
Yeah,
in myself.
I
was the mischievous type.
Yeah, I liked being funny, even if it got me in trouble. But I also hung out with bad kids.
Oh, well, that's different. I didn't do that.
So some of those kids I hung out with should have been on your show.
But I tell you, I was the middle child.
Okay.
So I believed I suffered from this middle child syndrome. So I was working in Philadelphia, and I had a show called People Are Talking, and it was a father and son show, and I had my father on the show. And I said, well, Dad, you don't understand this. I suffer from the middle child syndrome, and you were always on me. You weren't on my brother or my sister, and you were on me. He says, I said, you don't know about the middle. He says, I know all about it, son, and quite frankly, you exploited it.
Oh, man. That always has to hurt.
On air.
On air, to call you out on your own playbook. Because I'm an only child, so we do whoever's around us, we try to appease them.
Oh.
So that's why you put us around bad kids. It might get us doing some bad stuff. And then, but it's also the excuse where you're like, and I exploited the hell out of being an only child.
Why do you think I'm doing this podcast?
There you go.
Huh?
You got to
think all I can do is read DNA tests?
But listen, I'm glad you could read the DNA test. But no, I actually love something you said because I did my homework on you too. I watched the interview with you and Dave East, and I love when you were like, yo, I have all these years in the game, and you think I'm here as a fledgling podcaster.
Right.
And when you said that, I was like, Maury is so dope. You're so raw that you're like, yo, I've done all this, but look, I'm about to reinvent myself again and get into the game because the podcasts are what's hot right now.
You are the father.
You're on this big book tour.
Uh-huh.
So Connie was on this big book tour. There were hundreds and hundreds and thousands people at events. You're going to have to do this.
Yes.
You tell me you
Tonight.
don't like to be in people.
Tonight.
With people.
Uh-huh.
And now you're going to do this.
Yes, I am.
You're not worried about it, are you?
I'm more worried about this than I've ever been in anything in my entire life. And tonight I'm starting with a smaller venue. It's like 350, but there's one
350 people.
Yes, Maury. You need to just be like, wow, so little people. That's like barely
Dude, that's
any
bigger
people.
than my audience at my talk
Maury.
show.
You're not helping me.
So now, back in the day when I brought out an envelope like this, oh boy,
Yeah.
Everybody was going to cry or faint or run away or do somersaults or something like that.
Would you like me to reenact that for this game?
No, you don't have to.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I had some Olympic hopefuls on my show.
Really?
With handstands and backflips and everything.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
I remember.
Okay.
I was taught by, very early on by the news managers, like, don't judge the news. Don't judge whatever people like. You can go too far with things, but, you're not the father, and I'm sure people judged it a lot. But it worked, and those are real people with real lives.
Oh, I used to get it all the time. Critics are saying I exploited the whole genre and everything else, and I exploited these people and these,
Yeah.
And I said, are you kidding me? If I can find a man who didn't believe he was the father, and he would get into that child's life where it would have been a single parent all along, and a second parent would make that child's life better. Are you kidding me?
You are not the father.
I think more than anything else, what I'm really proud of about the talk show is that we were on for so long.
Right.
I would have these guys come in, they'd be denying being the father of this child. We reveal that he is the father. What happens? I brought those families back 20 years later.
No way.
To find out, did he get involved with that child?
Right.
What did that how did that happen?
Right.
And a lot of times they did. And the
Nice.
child grew up and went to college.
That's amazing.
And so therefore, it basically reaffirmed what we were trying to do in the first place.
That's
because
beautiful.
you and I know 2-parent homes
Right.
with a child is better than a 1-parent home.
Amen.
Don't you
Amen.
think?
I agree.
It was great to have you.
Can I tell you, sometimes you meet people that you like watched your life and you go, this was an honor. Thank you
that's
for
very kind of
nursing us all back when we were sick in middle school.
Yeah.
And thank you for scaring me of pregnancy out of wedlock.
Exactly. There, but for the grace of God, go on.
I go, I don't ever want to be seeing that name come out there. But yeah, absolutely. It was
Thanks a lot, dude.
great hanging out with you.